Another day, another freaking podcast.
Yes, sir.
I believe that's the coinage we're going to use now.
It's hard to believe that we're approaching 20.
20.
I mean, I don't know exactly where we are, but we're getting close.
We're technically approaching 1,000 then.
This is one and the same.
Sorry, I'm feeling a little salty today.
You are feeling salty today.
Feeling a little hangry.
Yeah.
A little bit hangry.
Continuing on your diet.
Yeah. It's okay, though. I got a partner in crime now.
Yes, I've
joined. Always had a partner in crime with Casey, but now we got a triplet thing going on.
I'm with you in it. And it's not that bad.
It is not. But you're on what day?
I don't know.
You'll hit the bump and then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be worth it.
Speaking of intake, got to give a shout out.
Okay.
I haven't given a shout out much the last couple podcasts.
Last couple ones, yeah.
Boom. Deer Camp. Where are we at? Deer Camp Coffee. All right. Rocking. Just got these in the mail.
Got a cup of it?
K-Cups. It's a medium roast opening day blend. Oh, sounds so good. Anyways, we're going to set that.
Keep it going. Yep.
Oh, it's perfect. Right,
man, look at that. What a sponsor spot.
I know, right?
We should get like a postal service box and write like sponsor platform on it.
Postal service. That post office box just continues to show up.
Just holding up the monitor.
It's not now.
It's not now. We're using mic cases.
Yeah, we are.
Because that's what they're built for.
Yeah. Because we don't ever put these up.
No. Too much work.
It's a lot. This podcast just goes and goes.
But that's what we figured out, that
it's the setup teardown that sucks.
Yeah. Setup and teardown is the worst.
It is. It's the absolute worst part of doing a podcast. Yes. Anyway, so this is just like just rubbing it in people's faces. Because I think there was a lot of people that we kind of jokingly said, we're going to get a beverage sponsor.
And all those people said, you're stupid. You're never going to make it in this world.
You're never going to make it.
You're a failure, and it's just going to never work for you.
Yeah. I want you to look in my eyes. I want you to taste my venom. There it is. Deer Camp Coffee. All right. So we have a beverage sponsor for
the podcast.
And it's Deer Camp Coffee. So.
And all those naysayers all those haters can continue to hate.
They can suck on a K-Cup.
They can suck on that K-Cup right there.
That's right.
That's some good stuff.
It is. We got a guest today. We've been on a guest roll.
We have been on a guest roll.
We went on a run where we didn't have
all of a sudden
guests.
The podcast gets a little rhythm and people want to get on and talk to us.
I don't know if they want to or they just feel obligated.
They can't say no.
I don't know. Like, there's several people. Like, a couple weeks ago we had Britt. Like, George is my buddy.
Yeah.
We go and have breakfast.
He's not going to say no.
Nah, George isn't going to say no.
No, he's not.
Brittany.
She could have said no.
She could have easily said, I don't think so.
Pass.
I have met her one time in like a 2-minute window at a trade show. Like, we don't have like a, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know where that was.
Don't got a thing at all.
No, like not much at all. I just follow her on social media. We've messaged. I've encouraged her about some face stuff. Just like she'd make a post and I really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
That's it. But today we got Nick, the habit guy.
Nick, the habit guy. Thank you, Thorn.
Thorn Broadheads, which we may bring this up with him.
We have to bring it up. We have to bring it up.
So this is kind of cool. We're able to connect some of our partners together.
Yeah.
And Thorn and Habit have kind of been able to connect, and so Habit kind of says, hey, yeah, we'll give you a little bit of a discount on buying some clothes, and Thorn says, we'll give you a little bit of discount on buying some broadheads. Yeah. So it kind of works.
Everybody works with each other.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so Nick just got some broadheads shipped to him.
He sends you and me a picture in a
group text that he says, I want this to be how I'm referred to now.
From now on.
And I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
And I have to zoom in on
the package.
And it says Nick quotation habit guy. That's what it said.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that was a good laugh. And
I
so,
did laugh pretty hard.
So then I texted it in a group thread we have with the ownership and some employees there of Thorn and said, all right, which one of you clowns did this?
Yeah.
And anyway, nobody stepped up.
Nobody would own it.
Nobody's owning.
It's okay.
Who has it? I said, well, can y'all go ahead and change to his legal name? You know, I don't. Anyway, but we do have our buddy Nick from Habit on today.
It'll be a fun conversation. Get to talk to a lot about the clothes and all the things, some tents, bunch of stuff.
Oh, don't talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Well,
we'll see if Nick wants to.
Cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, tents.
Tent. I said tent like window tents.
Yeah,
they have a window tinting company they're going to be coming out with.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So,
anyway,
good stuff.
Is he in the bullpen right now?
He's in the bullpen waiting. He is on deck.
He's on deck.
Yeah. So,
well, what do we
get him in here?
Let's get Nick in here. Nick, the Habit guy.
Nick, the Habit guy.
Oh, that was so good. You sent us a pic yesterday.
I did. I got some broadheads from the Thorn fellas, and they referred to me as Nick the Habit guy.
That was literally on the shipping label.
I laughed pretty hard.
I did too. I actually texted it to him, and I said, okay, which one of you guys did this? And put the laughing emojis. And, of course, nobody will claim it.
I'm in the process of requesting that they change my nameplate.
I was going to say, can you get some business cards made up? Just Nick the Habit guy.
Oh gosh,
it's so good. So Nick, tell us. Obviously, we're super honored to rep the brand Habit. And
I even wore the hat today.
You did wear the hat today. I wore that last week's podcast. I had it on.
There you go.
My mosquito guy. You hear him? Can you hear the blower in the background?
That's brought to you by
Urban X. my spray people. Anyway, so you get a little noise in the background. I apologize. They're spraying for mosquitoes in my yard. Anyway, but we're super honored to be a part of Habit on both sides, not just Final Descent Outdoors, but Full Strut Media as well. But share a little bit, Nick, about your role with Habit and
tell us about yourself.
Tell me about yourself, Nick, Habit guy.
Well, I like long walks on the beach. And that is actually a negative. My wife will tell you that is false. I hate the beach, and I hate sand where it's not supposed to be.
Well, and you go to the beach, guess what, buddy? There's going to be sand places it's not supposed to be.
Yep.
Never should be, ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels like you're making pearls.
Oh. Yes, sir, it does, and it is not a pleasant thing. Makes you have a new appreciation for a clam, doesn't it?
Yeah, they have to go through.
Oh, man.
So here at Habit, I am the digital sales and marketing manager. So back when we decided to jump into the online sales 3 or 4 years ago in a hot and heavy way, I took the job and had never bought anything off of Amazon. So we kind of learned as we went together, me and the company. And so now we kind of handle that, or I handle that. We brought on Spencer, who you guys know, who helps us with our social media and online sales. And from there, we're kind of also the marketing arm. And that's how we got tied in with you guys. Ran into Brad at a ATA show.
Yeah.
Was it 3 years ago?
3 years ago, man. Yeah, you actually stopped me. And it actually kind of...
I was there too.
You were there too. But it was through the prayer breakfast, right? Wasn't that how we actually connected? I spoke that morning at the prayer breakfast.
Yep, it was at the prayer breakfast that morning, and I knew that there had been some things that had went on with your last sponsor.
What are you doing?
Hey, Dad, we got you some hot sauce.
I'm Matthias.
My son just wandered in.
Exclusive feature.
Episode
20 yet?
No, it's not episode 20.
Get back then.
What do you do? What did you say? You brought me hot sauce?
I got you sugar-free hot sauce.
Sugar-free hot sauce.
All right, thank you.
Just wanted to let you know.
Wow. So sorry,
Just
Nick.
a little
We're super professional.
PSA. This episode is brought to you by
This is the problem
Sugar-free hot
of building your office at your house. We've been interrupted. A 4-year-old, my daughter was just randomly wandering around, and then my 13-year-old who's been on the podcast.
So, well,
anyway,
at least you know where they're at.
Yeah, that's true. I do. I've seen them all today. Well, I haven't seen Josiah. He's the good kid.
He's the one who's not going to run in here and he'll open the door and be like, "Oh, sorry, I'm sorry."
Yeah, he will. That's exactly right. He has empathy.
So the long and the short of it is, to finish it up, I handle basically, if you see it online around here, I had something to do with it.
Gotcha. And that it's done okay. It's
a little bit.
It's done okay. Talk about just it's just for businesses in general, learning that the online sales has just. I know for Habit, you guys do a ton of work with lots of different. You guys have lots of outlets for your clothing, but your online stuff has just exploded.
Yeah, we our online stuff, you can find us on Sam's.com, Amazon, our own website, which is habitoutdoors.com. One of the projects we're working on with you guys is a new website for next year called kingsriver.com, where we'll be offering tents and some camping type furniture at the same great value.
Is this like the inaugural speaking of Kings River?
Yeah.
To the public world?
First time. Yeah, this is the first time we've really told people outside of retailers.
You really should have picked a different outlet.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to launch this on the final Descent Outdoors podcast. All right, we're going to touch the world.
You really, really overshot that one.
Yeah, you did. No, we are super excited about Kings River. So, Full Strut Media has had the opportunity to really take it and run with the launch, and I'm so it's gonna be awesome. The tents and like you said, furniture. When I say furniture, like folding chairs and different things like that.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, for camping.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're super excited about it. We've had the opportunity to do a video shoot and photography, doing web build for that, and it has been. It's awesome. I'm so excited about it, and so it's cool when you start with something from the from ground level and get to kind of walk up with
Inception.
Yes. Yeah, the inception of it. So so Kings River's coming as well. So I know that's something you guys are super excited about. Kind of branching out a little bit and offering some camping stuff.
Yeah, well, if you think about what we do, we're already in the furniture business, and the tents were just kind of a no-brainer, especially when you see the assortment and kind of the price points. You guys, believe it or not, are actually one of the very few people outside of our company that have seen the tents. So
I feel special.
Well, my gosh, and I'm super impressed. Like, I don't even know.
Cool.
Is there certain things we can't talk about? I don't know. What's the policy here? Like.
I don't know that there's anything you can't talk about.
Okay.
If you want to talk about it, just ask me and I'll let you know.
Well, so you have the tent that
the instant one.
The instant tent
is bananas.
Yes. Unbelievable. Like one of the first frustrating aspects of camping is putting up a tent.
Yes.
And I've spent some time in a tent. I went to Alaska, hunted a caribou. I spent 13 days in a tent 60 miles north of the Arctic Circle. I've spent some time in tents.
Yeah.
But your instant tent it's
so cool.
It is so stinking cool. Can you talk about it? Is that something we can talk about?
Yeah, have at it.
Well, I'm like you. Like, do you? Like,
you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's spectacular. So the lady that designed it here in the office can actually set it up in 32 seconds.
And we're not talking about a little 2-man tent.
No, it is family and some.
Yeah. It comes in 8, 10, and 12-man versions. We'll have all of those on our website. The coolest thing about it that we like is the back wall is one entire window.
I know.
The panoramic or whatever it's called, the back window, it's like there's nothing. It's just like the tent is open on that complete side.
You're going to want to make sure to close it during wardrobe changes.
Well, it depends on how further out. You don't want to scar any white-tailed deer, any squirrels.
Yeah. So we are over the moon excited about that project with those tents. They've got everything you could ask for in a tent. Still offering the great value. Most of them are going to have the port so you can get an extension cord in there in case you got your kids with you. You want to run your iPads or any of that kind of stuff.
You mean wife?
We really took some time to make sure that we were packing all of the features that you could want in a tent in there and still be able to offer it to you at a price.
It's cool too. It's got shelving. You guys got, I mean, like
got the storage pockets.
Yeah, it's got little storage pockets. I mean, it really is incredibly well thought out on the
and then
campers tents.
and then on the dome tents, one of the coolest things is it's got that little closet built off the back of it.
Yeah.
So your gear doesn't have to be setting in the middle of your tent. You've got a spot off the back of it where you can.
But it's also protected.
It's out of your way.
Right.
Yeah. But it's included inside the tent, and then the dome tent. When you take the top off of it, it's literally just
open,
completely open. It's all just the netting.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It is. Obviously, like you said, we're one of the first people that have the opportunity to see it, and
we were there on the photo shoot, and one of our shots that we were going to get was a time lapse shot of the instant tent getting set up, and I remember going, instant tent. There's such a thing as an instant tent, and then we're like, all right, set the time lapse, go, and it was like, prick, 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 prick. Okay, I'm gonna need to take the frame rate down a little bit lower on this because that was way faster than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, you can't time lapse something you do.
You can't time lapse something
under a minute.
Yes, this video is going to be 6 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was so fast. So anyway,
so we're really excited to be partnered with you guys on that and have you helping us get that built up from inception. Website should be ready around November.
Yep.
And we should have product here in January, February of next year.
Adam, you need
to start offering.
That's the deadline. That's the deadline. We need to make sure that we have it written on something. Okay. That's November. Got it. Okay. Duly noted. Yeah. All right. Good deal. Good information here. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're super excited about it too, and I think that's going to be, like you said, it just made sense for you guys to get into that line of things as well.
Well, one of the things that drove us down that road and made us realize that we could do that is the fact that our online Habit Outdoors business has just grown so much over the last 4 years since we really started that.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's something we've talked about is how much online sales has grown, and you guys continue to just grow leaps and bounds in that. But I think, you guys have been in the clothing world for a long time, and I don't know if all people realize that Habit, when it comes to clothing, maybe you just think of them as, you see Final Descent Outdoors and we're in the camo, right? So we're in camo, and you guys, have a ton of options from, early season to midweight stuff to late season. Like your bibs, I mean, I saw where somebody just commented on social media and said your bibs are by far the best bibs that I've ever owned, and they are so warm. But the price point is awesome on everything. On Habit, but it's just not just camouflage. I mean, this is like daily wear. Like you're rocking a Habit shirt. That you're in the office today, but I mean, obviously you work there. But that was something that a guy, could wear to work. I mean, it's a collared. I realize it's kind of a, kind of your fishing guide type shirt. But I wear those type shirts right there to church almost every Sunday.
Yeah, and that's really where we're at, and we do offer those shirts, and we try to walk that fine line, and I'm biased, but I believe we walk it pretty well of creating something that's functional that somebody could go out on the water and use, but you and I can wear them to the office, or you can wear them to church.
I see them all the time too. Like now that I look for them, you know what I mean? Now that we have a partnership, like I look for it and I see people everywhere. Like we'll go out to eat and I'll see somebody in their hat, wearing a Habit, button up, and they probably picked it up at Sam's. I mean, or ordered it online or whatever it is, or another retail. I mean, those shirts are out there, and they're just, like you said, they're, you can wear them to go fishing, but man, they're just everyday attire, and, button-up shirt, good enough for church, man. That's my mindset with it. So, like, I do that all the time, wearing them for that. But anyway, obviously fall is, right around the corner. And I know for Habit, there's some new stuff coming out even, camo wise and stuff. So maybe talk about some stuff that's coming out for this fall.
Yeah, so we've actually got a bunch of it hanging out behind me here. The first thing is, and I can grab it here in a second, is we took your favorite jacket and pant, Brad, and we put some stretch in it. We took that Trico jacket that you love that we call our Scent Factor jacket or Buck Hollow jacket.
I love the Buck Hollow outfit, period. I mean, it's my it's my fave.
And I'm not talking a little bit of stretch. I'm talking this thing stretches.
Holy cow. Okay.
So, yeah, so we added a little bit of spandex in there with that Trico. So if you think about, drawing a bow or any of that kind of stuff, Brad, you've been in some spots where you're spotting and stalking. That stuff is phenomenal. And because it's got the spandex in it, it's actually a little bit quieter than what that suit that you're wearing.
And it's not loud.
Suit's not loud at all.
It's not loud at all. So if it's even more quiet, I might have to. That may be my New Mexico elk attire.
Ninja.
My
outfit.
ninja outfit. That
The
may be
ninja.
what I lean towards when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
that's awesome.
So we're really excited about that one. The market actually reacted to that one really well too. We got a lot of our retailers. This is the first year that we've had it out there. We got a lot of our retailers pick it up. I think they just kind of saw that that was something new that had not been done in that Trico waterproof outer layer, and they ate it up. That item's actually available online right now.
And if you want it, you better move quick because you're probably gonna sell out of that stuff, man. Like, it's
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
It's doing really well for us already. And like I said, we had a bunch of people pick that up. We're going to offer it on our website, on Amazon. And really, as far as bow hunting waterproof outerwear, it is it's the piece I'm going to be wearing this fall.
yeah. And
Still got your scent factor in it and everything.
Well, about the Buck Hollow set, I really like it because it's I can wear it early season and I can wear it mid season and just have maybe a little bit of a layer underneath it. And so for me, it kind of fits kind of two bills. So anyway, so yeah, man, that's awesome. So what else? What else is coming? What else you got?
So we've got we updated our Sherpa line this year.
Yeah, which has become so popular.
Yeah, it's huge. I think you were telling me a story about you guys have another sponsor that spent some time in camp with some guys during turkey season.
Yeah, it was,
And
the
they
CVA
called
guys.
you
Yeah, guys
literally.
from CVA. Yeah,
Yeah, they literally called you almost from the turkey blind asking how
They
to get a
did.
hold of it.
they did. I actually passed some information. You told me, hey, this is available on our website, and you text me, and I forwarded your text to the guys
Yeah.
at CVA because they were so impressed. They were in camp, and there were some guys that had this on, and the guys at CVA were like, dude, where did you get that? What is that? And they were like, oh, it's Habit.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of were talking about it. And they're like, oh, Brad works with Habit. And so they immediately text me how do I get this? Because they
Yeah.
thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it's just comfortable. It's almost like hunting in your PJs. It's got the Sherpa on the inside of it. And you'll notice throughout all of this stuff that we're talking about that's new for this year, we've went in and we've got a new designer. And you're going to find harness pass-throughs on all this stuff. You're going to find the right zippered pockets for your rangefinder.
Nice.
Where we used to create items and put camo on them, and they were pretty good. But now there's those additional details, and we're still being able to hit the same price points.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing is we're making them even more functional, but we're staying in those price point ranges. So,
yeah, that's awesome. That's the key right there. And that's, I think a lot of times camo has gotten outrageous. I'm not picking on any brands or nothing like that. We're not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But man, there is some stuff that is just so expensive. $300, $400, $500, $600 for a jacket. pair of pants, $200-$300 pair of pants. And, I see that and I think about, I always view things as just the average, the average guy, like the average guy can't spend $1,500, $1,600, $2,000 on clothes to go hunting in. And so one of the things that was an immediate attraction to Habit from the first time we spoke was your price point. That you guys make stuff that is affordable to anybody. Like, is there a, and maybe there is, and I've missed it, but I've gone through your website. Is there an item on your website, from bibs to heavy coats to whatever? Is there an item that's over $100?
Yeah, our 4-in-1 parka is $109.
$109 for your 4-in-1 parka, which is a giant coat. I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, it is a big, heavy coat. But like your bibs are the warmest bibs I've ever worn. And what are your bibs? What are your bibs retail for?
Our bibs retail for $79.99 on our website.
That's unbelievable. That's stupid. Like, are y'all making money? Do y'all lose? Like, are you guys just a shell company?
Well,
like, what is happening right now? Like, I mean, and here's the deal. I feel like people see a price and they think, well, it can't be a good quality item then. I mean, there's these bibs that are $200-$300 or $150, whatever it is, and you guys are selling for $79.99. Well, they can't be that good. They can't be a good.
So funny story. I'll let you behind the curtain. When I first started here, I had a little bit of that, to be honest with you. My experience was with some of the less expensive stuff. I had worked for a company before that was a distributor for us, and had distributed some of the Habit clothing. And I was concerned, honestly, that I got this job and I was going to have to wear somebody else's camo. But once I got in here, we do have that assortment regardless of how serious you take your hunting. Like, I'm an avid bow hunter. I will take a boat on public ground to get to a spot. I'll walk miles. And I really thought coming in that there was a hole in the assortment here for that, but there's not. In talking about, the price point you were talking about, there's bibs out there that are $440.
Yeah.
And we've got a system. You'll see it advertised as a system this fall for the first time, that will take you from the very first day of bow season through the end of.
Sorry, Adam's alarmed. That's telling him to eat.
We got an alarm going off.
Yeah, his alarm to eat.
It'll take you through the end, all the way through the season. It'll take you all the way through the season, and you can get the whole kit and caboodle, from base layers to tech shell jacket, insulated bibs. You can get the whole thing for $400.
Everything. Basically what a lot of companies are selling one jacket, one item for, you're able to get for everything. Mm-hmm. Like, that's unbelievable. And so I guess if people aren't familiar with Habit, that would be my thing, is that I don't want anybody to ever see a price point and go, oh, well, because I feel like the idea is if you pay more, you get more. That is not the case with Habit.
No, it is not.
Across the board.
No, it is not.
It's not the case at all. Like, you guys are producing stinking awesome clothing that is affordable. I mean, even like your button-up shirts. I mean, you got a lot of button-up shirts that are, under $20. Under $30, like every one of them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a great price for everyday wear and, hunting wear. But it's not just men's stuff too. Like, you guys have really, really grown your women's line.
Yeah. So we actually this fall made a point to make sure that we're carrying all of our ladies' items online. So you'll find the early season wear to the tech shell bow hunting jacket and pant for the ladies, and all the way through to the end to the insulated parka and pants We do the pants on the ladies' side. We've got a lot of feedback that the ladies prefer the pants over the bibs, so you'll find the parka and the pants on there. And then in the springtime too, we do. We've got the ladies' river skirt that you guys have seen.
Yeah,
we've
posted
got all the
today
ladies-
actually, and was tagged on the Instagram. I saw that the skirt. Yeah.
So we do the ladies, and then we also make sure that we take care of the youth too,
Yeah.
the kids. So this year, because of kind of not to get into the political stuff here, but because of the shifting climate out there, a lot of those youth seasons are a little bit warmer. So in addition to our insulated jacket and bib for the youth this year, we are offering just the exact copy of your favorite Buck Hollow jacket and pant in the youth sizes.
That's awesome. And that is, I hear that all the time, people talking about how hard it is to find camo for kids. And you guys have a ton of options, for people to be able to find, looking on their website, whatever. There's a ton of options.
That's what I'm getting for Hurley this year.
Are you?
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my kids, I deck them out, and, we don't just wear it to go hunting. We do other redneck things, like my sled broke during the snow. We had all that snow this winter, and my sled broke. Snapped. It was a sled that I grew up. It was my sled as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, that joker's 30 years old. And so I had to make a sled. I used a folding card table, flipped her upside down.
That's the child endangerment stuff.
Bungee jump, bungee cords, and ski rope, tied it to the back of the old Kubota Sidekick, and I drug my kids down a county road. And they were decked out in all their habit gear. So, they stayed
Nobody
warm.
could see them.
Yeah, they were hidden. They were hidden in it. But you guys do. Y'all have a ton of stuff for kids too, which, is hard to find, especially when it comes to camo. So anyway, and then in the fishing line of stuff, like that continues to grow too, because obviously you guys are making a more and more big footprint when it comes to, clothing for fishing too, right?
Yeah, so one of the things that as our online business has been able to expand is we've actually been able to offer some more colors and be able to service all of those customers on the fishing side, whether they're men, ladies, or youth, make sure that we have stuff available for them. Make sure that we can cycle through and, like I said, have multiple colors and make sure that you're not getting the same color all the time. You should see my closet. I have got probably 25 different colors of these shirts in my closet.
I'm the same way. We joked about that the other day when we were shooting some stuff and, talking about, hey, do I need to send you some stuff? And I was like, well, I probably have almost every color of the button-up shirts. And even some of y'all didn't send. I mean, I would be at Sam's and be like, oh, I don't have that color. And I would just buy, you know what I mean? Like, I've done that a ton of times. And it's not just, we're talking about not just for fishing. Our buddy Cliff, in Florida, Cliff Lightsey of Lightsey Cattle Company. They run 5L Outfitters. That's where I go and kill alligators every year. That dude wears habit
24/7.
I think he sleeps in a habit.
He's got habit pajamas.
He's got y'all made a special a one-time thing of habit pajamas, and he ordered them, I think.
Yeah.
No, he wears long sleeve habit shirts every day, and so does his kids, and so does his wife. Like I've never in my life seen anybody more
committed to a brand.
Yeah, and that's like when he's outfitting and guiding.
It's everything.
Chasing alligators or shooting hogs.
In a chopper.
Yeah, flying around in a helicopter or working cattle. It's just every day. That's what he does every day. That's what he wears every day. So he's rocking it, getting after it. Anyway, so Nick, we've talked a lot about habit itself. What about you? Talk about obviously a dad, outdoors. Let's talk. Tell us about you, Nick. Let's learn about Nick the Habit Guy.
Nick the Habit Guy. This is where it gets awkward. I actually grew up in a little bitty town in Missouri. I graduated high school with 20 people in 2001, believe it or not.
I graduated with 36 kids. So,
Yeah.
but I started kindergarten
So-
with 6. at a different
Yeah, I
school.
started kindergarten with more than 6.
Oh, they all had a bunch of dropouts.
Well, when you're from where I'm from, it happens.
What's the name of the town? Where are you from in Missouri?
So Wells. Well, I had a Wellsville. I went to school in Wellsville. I had a Montgomery City address, and I had a Middletown phone number.
Okay. Yeah.
So I lived kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So far in the middle of nowhere, they tried to confuse us with where we actually lived.
Yeah.
But I grew up on a farm, hunted, fished. I'm not a professional fisherman by any means. If it goes past a Zebco 33 and a 3-inch yellow grub and a farm pond, I am over my head.
Yeah.
But I grew up hunting and fishing. Went to college to be a veterinarian, and that didn't pan out because of a lack of commitment. And found myself a job working for Bass Pro Shops in their stores, and somehow climbed the corporate ladder from working in the Bass Pro stores to being at Bass Pro Corporate. That's where I met my beautiful wife. When we were working at the Bass Pro Corporate in Springfield. And we have 2 kids who are at that age where they've started bickering in the car. So I get to listen to my 2-year-old daughter yell at my son, "No," all the way home.
It gets better.
No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's
Nick.
what everybody keeps laughing and saying
bro.
at the same time.
They'll start getting physical, and then they get
Hands begin to get thrown.
Yeah, my kids throw hands, man. My kids throw
Yeah,
hands often.
well, so we have to. My son is 4 years old, but he is over 4 foot tall and weighs 54 pounds. So if he decides he's going to get physical,
I mean, no
he's going to
offense,
hurt.
Nick, but you're not a big guy. Like how tall are you?
I am 5'7".
You're 5'7". I mean,
Yep.
he's creeping up
He's-
quick.
He's not that far from me.
Wow.
So
Now is your
Brad,
wife tall?
She
I mean, I've
is
seen
my
pictures
height.
on Facebook, but I mean, I haven't, I can't judge
She's
height.
5'7", which I think is on the taller end for
Yeah.
for
Female.
ladies. But her mom is almost 6 foot tall. She's got a brother that's 6'5". He's got a couple boys that are 6'6" and 6'5".
Okay.
My dad's 6'4". So somehow it just missed me.
Yeah. Skipped you.
Yep.
They had to have the guy in the genetics that could get into the small spaces.
Yeah, there you go.
You're
That's right.
important.
You're important. You see that crawl space?
Yes.
Get in there, Nick. Nobody else in the
Yes.
family can. Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
that's me. Yeah, so there's some height in the family. We're not quite sure how far he's going to go. My poor mom is only 5'2", so watching her try to pick him up is like watching somebody wrestle a 100-pound catfish.
Oh my
it's quite
gosh.
entertaining.
Wow. That is really funny. Yeah, because she's only
Oh,
5'2". I mean,
He's there.
he's close.
So we've got the 2 kiddos. You guys know I'm a Christian. I gave my life to the Lord when I was 12. Took it back when I was 18 and gave it back again at 28.
I love that. I love how you because I think I've heard you say that before. How and we kind of talked about that even with Brittany on our last podcast. Her story is kind of similar. She talked about how when she went to college, she walked away from the Lord and then kind of came back to it. So it's funny how important that foundation is, so that you have
Yep.
that to come back to. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, it's kind of funny how you think about that, and everybody has a different path. And it's just funny because I can look back at it now and see even during that time, specific people that God was putting in my life to keep me reminded of that foundation. And these are people that ministered to me throughout college, despite the fact that I probably had to I was probably a lost cause in a lot of people's book, but there were certain people that just kept pouring into me. And then met my wife, and it's amazing how much a good woman can straighten a guy out.
Yeah, no, that's behind every good man's a better woman. I really do believe that.
Yeah.
And like, we kind of started to talk about this, but that's how, that's kind of how we met was at ATA. I remember specifically the conversation we had. It was the day we had the prayer breakfast, and I've served on the board for the prayer breakfast at ATA for a couple years. And was that the year that did I speak? That
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was the year that I'd shared in the prayer breakfast and kind of shared part of my testimony. And you had came, is that right? You had just been there.
Yeah, I was at the prayer breakfast. Yep.
Yeah, and of course there's like 300 people there, and it's an awesome event at the Archery Trade Association show. And anyway, but I had a meeting at the time. We were partnered with Covert Scouting Cameras, and they were across the aisle from you. And we walked over, and Kimber Odell, with Covert, had somebody kind of meeting and kind of run long or whatever. And me and Adam at trade shows are always looking for carpet.
Yes.
Looking for that.
You have to find that padded.
Looking for that padded carpet.
Padded carpet.
And right across the aisle was Habit. And so I just kind of wandered into your booth because I was looking for carpet because my feet hurt. It's trade show season, man. Like, your feet are killing you, And
people watching this do not know how important that carpet is.
No idea. They have no clue. Just walking on concrete.
It's brutal. It's
8 to 10 hours.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I know, and that sounds.
And there's
so
just
first
not
world,
there's just not a pair of shoes out there that can handle it.
It's really not. No, you're exactly right. And so, but anyway, we're standing in Habit's booth, and we struck up a conversation. And you brought up the breakfast, and asked us if we had, I guess, essentially a clothing partner, and if maybe that would be something we'd be interested in. And that's kind of how our relationship started. So we even our connection was faith related.
Yeah, that ATA prayer breakfast is awesome. I've missed the first one, the first year I was with Habit, but they told me about it, and it is awesome, and that's what led to our connection as the two companies, and I think that we've spent a little bit of time together outside of the office, on the fishing trip and all that kind of stuff. Hope to spend more time together. Hunting.
I want you to come out this fall. I really do. I want you, and we've talked about your dad. I know you guys love to hunt together, but COVID kind of jacked us up this last year. We kind of had some plans and talked about doing some stuff, but it's just whatever. I don't want to talk about it, but love
chalk it up to an L.
Yeah, I'll just give it the old L. I would love for you guys to come out and deer hunt with us. Come out to Western Oklahoma. I can't promise you a giant buck, but I can promise you'll see a bunch of deer. I mean, a bunch of deer. A bunch. I don't know how many you see in Arkansas, like in a season, but I know them North Carolina boys, like them Thorn Broadhead guys, will come out and be like, man, if we see 40 deer in a season, that was a good season. I'm like, guys, you're going to see 40 deer tonight. No problem. And so.
Yeah. It depends for me. If I'm in Arkansas and I'm hunting some of the public ground spots that I've got, we may see 2 deer in a day. I got a couple private ground spots that are in town we see a lot of deer.
Yeah, a little hotbed.
Then I still have my family farm up in central Missouri, so we go up there and we'll see 60 or 70 a night, and it's just amazing to see all the different versions of the creation within so close together.
Yeah, because that's you could draw a circle. That's not very far apart. Just how different all that is.
Yeah. And, it's, I will take you up on that. One of the things that I'm trying to challenge myself on is being a little bit more bold and sharing my faith more. And I think somebody like you who does that on a regular basis can help me do that. And a little iron sharpens iron.
Oh boy, putting the pressure on me, Nick. Throwing the pressure. I just do it for my stage, Nick. I don't do it in my personal
It's
relationships
just,
with
it's
people.
just. I was gonna say, it's all just a facade.
It's all a facade.
It's just a facade.
It's smoke.
I
you
only
know,
do it, Nick, when I'm getting paid to be up there. Okay, that's the only time. That is a horrible joke. That is not even funny. That is blasphemy.
little bit,
Little blasphemous.
little bit,
Yeah,
a little bit of heresy.
A little bit. Of
Just
heresy.
a little dose of. It's not a Final Descent podcast.
I will say this. This was one of the coolest things that any partner has ever done for us. Is that pre-COVID, Nick invited any of our staff guys that wanted to come, and we ended up having 4 or 5 guys come. But they invited us to your headquarters, and we came up and spent a day, and we went over all your new clothing, which you guys have an awesome facility. Like you guys have, I mean, it's a cool place. Your big meeting room and some cool mounts and stuff in there. But anyway, we got to see all the new line of stuff that was coming out, and then you guys took us over. Was that what was it? Was it the White River?
Yeah, it's the White River,
Which is
right below
famous.
Beaver Dam.
I mean, it's a famous, fishing, the White River of Arkansas. And you guys brought kayaks for us. You got us a big 2-story house. They cooked steaks for us, and they took us fishing. They would drive us up to the dam. We'd kayak, float, fish down, and a bunch of us never kayak fished before. I remember Justin James was like, "I'm not getting in that. There ain't no way." He's like, "I'll tip over. There's not a chance in the world." That dude fell in love with
he
kayak fishing.
just took the pill, huh?
Oh, bro, he fell in love with it. And, man, we caught so many fish. And that was such a cool thing, and I just appreciated that about Habit doing that for our guys. Because there's a lot of companies that it's just, I feel like, and this goes both ways. I mean, with shows too, but you just feel like it's like this, just like, give me. I've got, you probably have, handling marketing stuff. There's people that are just like, gimme, Nick. I want free, I'm going to promote you, but you got to give me all this stuff. And then on the flip side of that, we have companies that are just like, it's just give me more content, give me more. And it's like, well, that's above and beyond. We always try to go above and beyond, but it's like, hey, like that's a lot. Like we can't.
There's a difference between offering above and beyond and then demanding above and beyond.
Yeah, no, definitely, and that works both ways. Like, I mean, both sides of marketing. There's both sides of that.
Yeah.
And what was so cool about what Habit did for us is that, Nick, in 10 years, I've never had a partner do that, and that spoke such volume to our guys. And on the flip side of that, our guys believe in Habit. You know what I mean? Like, because of that, like Justin and Trenton and those guys that went and did that trip with us to Habit and went to the head, like, those dudes are in. You know what I mean? Like, because you guys made them feel appreciated. And, you won't find bigger ambassadors for a brand than those guys because of that right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate you guys doing that. That was an incredible gesture.
Well,
maybe we can do it again sometime.
Yeah, well, that's the goal, is to do it again. I think after the first time, though, after they went back and told all the stories, I think we're going to have to get a bigger house.
Yeah, that's probably true. But there's a lot more room in that house. We can throw up some air mattress. There's couches. I mean, it's just dudes, But you guys cook for us. I mean, guys, it was awesome. Like grilled steaks, breakfast, casserole. I mean, bacon and eggs. It was just, they killed it, bro. They killed it.
Well, the important thing is we've got to schedule it around openings in Shep's calendar, because he is
Shep's the cook. If you don't know Shep is, that dude can handle a grill and a griddle.
Shep is the guy that everybody needs in deer camp, because all he wants to do is make sure that everybody is stuffed to the gills and is safe.
Yeah.
And he will get up at 2:30 in the morning and cook everybody breakfast, then go drive everybody to their deer stands, drop them off. Everybody needs a Shep.
Yeah. No, and he even says, he's like, I've hunted a ton. I've done so much hunting. I want to make sure all you guys are having a good time. He's kind of got that mindset. And so he's a good dude, man. So are you prepared for trade show season to actually happen?
Well, so I actually have a cush job, and I don't go to the trade shows because somebody has to man the
Online
old
aspect.
internet sales every day.
So you have
luckily
weaseled out of ATA SHOT Show.
I did.
Wow.
ATA, ICAST, all the buy group shows. I don't want to brag or anything, but I don't think I've been on an airplane in like 3 years.
Wow. That's impressive. That's
It's a
impressive
beautiful
because
thing.
it's. I mean,
It's a beautiful thing.
I have a love-hate relationship with trade shows. Like, I've done all these years of doing trade shows, which we're fixing to be at a show this month.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be there.
No, so we can't talk about it.
Yeah, we can't really talk about it. It's a show that media is not supposed to be there, but I'm going to be there. Anyway, so I just kind of this love-hate relationship. Like, I've done it for like 10, 11 years, going to SHOT and ATA, and you're just kind of like, oh, my feet are going to hurt, my back's going to hurt, all this stuff. But then we took off a year, and I'm kind of like, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm looking forward to ATA. I'm looking forward to SHOT Show. I feel bad even saying that. Is that weird? Is that...
I mean, I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet?
I'm not there yet, but I'll get my mind right.
Yeah.
I'll get my mind right. I don't think Nick wants to be there either.
No, Nick has obviously said he's not going to be there, period.
Well,
Mentally
so
or physically.
well, I'm at that stage where I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old at home. So I get to spend a lot of that time with them. But I'm like Brad. The first year, oh man, this is great. I do miss because of the fact that outside of work, I think about hunting too much. I do miss getting to go and see all the new products and see all of the people that I have relationships with. Because like I said, I've been doing this since I was in this industry since I was a freshman in college. And there are people that I see at SHOT Show that literally used to come in as product reps and call on that store that I worked on 20 years ago.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's incredible how big this industry is, but how small it is.
That's exactly what I was about to say. The first year I ever walked into the trade show floor at ATA, I felt like the carpet was 3 inches taller than me. I mean, it just felt so big and so intimidating. And then a couple weeks later, I went to SHOT Show. And, I mean, SHOT Show is, 4 times the size of ATA?
You're talking floors.
Floors. I mean, multiple level floors of just this giant trade show. And so I remember thinking, like, this is crazy. But now, 10, 11, 12 years in, I, look back on it, and it's not that big. Like, it's so important. I say this all the time. Like, you don't burn bridges in any... I mean, we've had people I've had people hose me over. I mean, we've had partners that we've talked about making this an episode.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Talking
airing it out.
And airing it out, like airing out the old dirty laundry of just companies that have stiffed us and
just
paying
hosed the mess out of us.
Broke contracts, not gotten, just not meeting I mean, it's just happened. It happened last year. I just had it happen again this last year with a company that, didn't fulfill their contract to us, even though we did. We did everything we could. But you just don't burn bridges because the industry's not that big. Like, this guy may be a marketing director at this company, but in 2 years, he might be the marketing company at this company, and that's the company you want to deal with. And though you didn't have a good experience over here, he may move somewhere else, or he moves to a company that you are partnered with, and you burn the bridge with him there. Guess what? He's not keeping you around.
No, you're target number one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're an easy cut out of my budget.
Yep.
And so, it's just, you're right. The industry's just not that big. It's really not. Not that
Which is good and bad.
Yeah, which is good and bad. I can see both sides of it. But it is kind of funny how that transpires and goes about. So, anyway, Nick, we're super appreciative of you. We appreciate our relationship with you. From being a partner of Final Descent Outdoors, and you guys not only supporting us because you're saying, hey, this is a good show. I hope you guys think that. I hope they're like, it's a good program. But you guys support the faith aspect of what we stand for, and I know that is awesome. It's always great to be partnered with people that care about the things that we care about, and so I'm super appreciative of that. But also our relationship with Full Strut Media, our media company, being able to be entrusted to do media work for your brand, because Habit is a huge brand in the outdoor industry. I mean, you guys are like second in soft goods in the outdoor industry, maybe first in soft good sales in the outdoor. I mean, you guys are a massive brand, and allowing us to be creators of content, social media content, helping with social media, doing social media, and just all kinds of aspects. Any way we can help the brand, and we're super appreciative of that too, that you guys would entrust us with that.
Yeah, well, we're grateful for it. Like I said, we Habit is for all intents and purposes a pretty young brand. I think we've been around for 6 to 7 years.
Yep.
We pride ourselves on the price points, like you were saying, and you made the joke, do we make any money earlier? And the answer to that question is yeah, but not as much as some of the other guys. So as we continue to tell this brand story and try to tell more people that we exist, it's partners like you guys that are going to help us send that message, and we are very grateful for that, on both the Final Descent side and the Full Strut Media side, and we're really excited about where this thing's going over the next 4, 5, 10 years.
Yeah, we are too. I mean, I think the sky's the limit for Habit and their brands, and obviously we're excited about your tents and Kings River coming out as well. Like I said, the launch, it was talked about here first, Adam.
Yeah.
I forgot the confetti.
A little confetti.
I wish the Deer Camp Coffee was open, because I just
shake it all up.
Just K-Cups, everyone. You get a K-Cup. You get a K-Cup.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, Nick, man, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you. We appreciate your faith. And Nick was a big part of pushing for this podcast too. Like, we talked about doing kind of a partnership, like how are we going to do this?
That's who I have to blame.
It's partially on Nick. I mean, Nick was like, hey, I'll step up and help with this. Like, what do we got to do this? Because we had talked about this idea of being able to have people in the industry come on, and we talk about faith, family, hunting. And that's our theme. That's what Final Descent Outdoors is. It's faith, family, hunting. And so Nick was like pushing it along. How can I help? What do I got to do? How do we get this? And it was this guy right here, this dude next to me, that dude who drug his feet because he didn't want to see the Lord move. He didn't want to see the Lord work through a podcast. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was anti. He was just anti the spirit.
I quit. I'm out. I'm out.
You want to co-host this with me?
He's just going to push the button.
He's
just going to end it right now.
You going to co-host with me next week, Nick? Can you come to Oklahoma? And can you learn to run this switcher?
Can you come be Adam for me?
I need a new Adam because he's quit.
No, I saw how you treated Roy when he had to replace Adam a couple weeks ago.
No, now wait a minute. Listen, Roy Lasagna Stouffer. He came at me 3 years ago with his jokes so basically how Roy actually even got that all happened. Yeah, Roy is a part of Thorn Broadheads.
Yeah.
But we, at our ministry banquet, which is coming up here in like 20 days.
Yeah.
Our ministry banquet, we auction off a co-host of an episode, which is crazy. That
we didn't
will
think
just
it was going to work.
Yeah, we thought no one's going to pay money to co-host an episode.
Yes.
And it sold for like $1,200. Somebody
We were
paid
wrong.
$1,200, but Roy, like he dished out cash to be a co-host of an episode.
We were wrong.
We were wrong. And Roy comes on and basically kind of roasts me a little bit. Like just light jabs in the first one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Nothing heavy.
But then we leaned into it.
But then you leaned into it.
Leaned
you were
into
like,
it.
hey, that was funny.
That was funny. I love it. Let's do it more.
Let's do it again. And so last year in season 9 with
Yeah.
Roy, it was great.
It was
Roy
really
shows
good.
up. You know, I'm shocked by it. He knocks the phone out of my hand at one point. That's where like the animosity that we've created, which isn't real.
Added
we're actually
fuel
good
to the
friends.
fire.
Added fuel to the fire. And then this week's episode, or this last week, or the last episode Roy was on with us, we really played it up.
Mm-hmm. And he did great.
He did good.
He did great.
He
He
was
brought the
phenomenal.
acting. Brought the acting chops.
He really did when he came in, when he says, "That's Mr. Director to you."
Yeah.
And I was like, you're not even remotely qualified to be a director. And your camera guy, he's only got one good eye. And Scott Nice, who works for works for Thorn, he literally has one eye. And so throwing a jab at him, which
No
he's a
PC
great,
here. It's just
no,
all-
we're not politically correct
No.
with that. Anyway, so that's pretty funny. You brought that up. Oh, Roy Lasagna.
So bottom line here is I don't really want to replace Adam.
Yeah, it's messy. It's messy.
He seems to be the glue that holds this whole thing together.
That's been consistent of the last couple podcasts.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been.
Yeah.
We had no George Moore on.
George Moore told me that
What did he
we
say?
said stay in the lane, and he said, well, does that mean that like Brad's lane or your lane's like a 3-lane turnpike that you have to pay to be on, and then Brad's like on the service road?
He said he told Adam, he says, you're like a 6-lane highway. You've got all these things that you got to do. And then Brad's over here on the service road going 55. And I said, you know what? That's pretty accurate, actually. You know, I mean, it's true.
It's not a bad gig if you could get it.
There you go.
It's true. It's true. I just kind of, yeah,
It is what it is.
I stay in my lane.
Stay in your lane.
I got to know what you're good at. Nick, once again, thanks so much, man, for coming on and talking about Habit and exciting new things coming up for Habit, Kings River with the tents, but also talking about faith and that aspect of it being important to you. And now, you know, that's where our connecting point was through faith and through the prayer breakfast at ATA. So I appreciate you, man. We need to have him on again.
Yeah, I'd love to get in more into the weeds about what he's done. Got some baseball stories we could talk about.
Oh, man.
I've got some good ones, fellas. We can cut it up and laugh for a while and we can explain to people that it's hard to get further from Christ than I was at one point in time, and he is still in my corner. So let's have that one.
Isn't that great?
That's a beautiful story.
I know.
I'd love to hear that.
I would too.
I'd love to go through that road.
I would too. That's good stuff. Anyway, Nick, thank you so much, buddy, for being on today. You're awesome. We appreciate your friendship. We appreciate your partnership, and let's plan on this fall. Let's pick some dates. All right, let's start thinking about it. Let's look at some dates. Do you guys want to come try to bow hunt? You want to muzzle load it? Or you want to gun hunt? What do you want to do?
I used to be a bow hunter only, and anymore, with the amount of time I get to spend out there, I'll shoot at them with anything that they let me.
All right, I like his style. Let's just pick out like a couple days.
All right, sounds good.
It starts right before Thanksgiving and runs through the week after Thanksgiving. We'll get 2 weeks essentially to rifle hunt. So let's just pick out a couple days in there and have you guys come out and
Let's
do
do
some
it.
whacking
Then
and
maybe we
stacking.
can. Let's do it, and then maybe we can find some time in one evening and shoot one in person with me there with you guys.
Oh yeah, do a
And-
podcast with you together. We may just have to load the old podcast up and take it out to Western Oklahoma. and then-
We've tried to do that multiple times.
We've brought it, but we've never set it up. We've brought the gear. Yeah, we
Because
just
at the
didn't
end of
set
the
it
day, we're like, yeah, I'm too tired.
up. Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Well, last year we had a broke septic line, and so that
That took a lot of
that
the
com-
energy.
That took up Whip. Whip had to come out and fix it
Whip.
for us. But anyway, we'll plan on
We'll figure
that. We'll plan on it. We'll speak it.
Speak it
We'll
into
see
existence.
if we're not too tired to actually filming them in the evening.
Yeah.
Because
We'll at least bring
middle of
it.
the day in hunting camp is for naps.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's for naps.
It's exhausting sitting down all the time
It is.
in a blind or in a tree stand.
It is.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
Anyway, all right, Nick. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being on, man.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bud.
See ya.
I like that guy.
Nick's a fun guy.
Nick's a good dude.
I always enjoy when he calls to talk about like full strut stuff, when we talk about media marketing stuff, like even if it's just him having an idea, a random idea, he's like, hey, we should do this. And I'm like, chalk it up on the notes,
Yeah.
keep it in there for later.
Yeah. No, Nick is a good dude. Habit is just an awesome brand, too.
Oh, yeah, they're so easy.
We really are blessed, man. We have
Yeah.
some really, really great partners. You're rocking the Habit hat. I'm
Yeah.
rocking the Woodhaven Custom Calls shirt
Yeah.
today.
Still in the extra large shirt still, so still there.
Yep. I like it.
Do you think when I get down to 200, I'll be able to wear an actual large? Do you think that'll be where I can get to?
I don't know, man.
I think I would look ill.
Is that the goal?
200's the goal.
200.
200's the goal.
Wow.
I have not weighed under 200 pounds since 5th grade.
Really?
I was a big boy. I was a big, happy boy. Big,
So-
fat, and happy living on mama's beef strogie,
Oh, my
beef
gosh.
stroganoff,
All right.
and goulash. And,
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it was a good life.
Oh, Hurls.
It was a good life.
The young Hurl.
The young Hurl. The
What was that Mario character? That was
like Wario or something?
No. I'm getting this mental picture of you just being this pale, no facial hair, right? Kirby.
Kirby.
Isn't that what it was? Isn't it?
Dude's a balloon. You just compared me to a pink balloon.
I mean, if you're in 5th grade and you're over 200,
I was a big
how tall?
boy.
How tall were you?
I was tall though.
Were you?
Yeah, I was about. I mean, in 6th grade, I was head and shoulders taller than every other kid. But I was a year older than every other kid. Like I went.
Oh,
to,
you were
I went
held
to,
back.
I went to no.
You were held back.
I went to developmental 1st grade.
Also known
No,
as
it's not known as, because I didn't go to kindergarten twice. I went to kindergarten and then I went to developmental first because I couldn't sit still, and then I went to 1st grade. So there was a progression there. It may have been half of a progression, but there was progress made.
I've never even heard of that.
I think they don't have it now anymore because
That's what I
think
would say too if I was held back.
I think it's
I would
politically
make
incorrect
up. I would
now.
make up.
You need more development.
You know what that's called? We're gonna hold you back. They churched it up for you, bro. But they
churched it up well.
They did church it up well.
They churched it up well. We still got to take naps. So, but yeah, when I was 16-year-old. I drove when I was a freshman in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was almost through my sophomore year before I started to drive.
Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was March of so that would have been like the 2nd semester of my high school freshman year. I was driving, and somehow all of my friends' parents let me go pick all of them
Well,
up.
yeah, because it sucks driving your kids around all the time.
I had
They were probably begging for that.
that
to happen.
1986 Chevy Celebrity Eurosport. Still to this day, probably my favorite car I've ever
Can
owned.
we find one and buy it?
I would love. And it was my grandma's car too. So it had like her cigarette smell in the car. Like this is a whole nother podcast trail. Like we need to wrap this up. We talked to Nick for like an hour.
I know we did. Hold on.
So-
I'm just making some notes. What was the
1986 Chevrolet Celebrity Eurosport. Not a regular celebrity.
it pops up. When you type I just typed
Eurosport.
1986 Chevy Select. I said CEL, and it pops up.
Yes, it did.
Eurosport.
Eurosport.
Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
bro?
baby.
This?
No. Wasn't the station wagon.
Okay.
No,
all
it wasn't the
right.
station wagon. It was the
So it's
coupe.
just this.
It was, yeah, baby.
Oh, Adam,
Yeah, baby.
this
It was
is
white.
It was white with
Okay.
the red pins on it and stuff. I gotta see if I can find a picture of that because
I surely we could find it for like $500.
I loved that car.
I
Loved that car. That car. We'll tease that for another episode. We'll tell the fate of the old Celebrity and
Can you come to me?
and how it went away.
Just in case y'all are curious about what it is. That is a beaut. That is a beautiful ride right there. Adam, how can people find you?
Oh, now I want one again. You can find me on the social medias at Hurley Films, HearlYFILMS. You can check us out on YouTube. We are doing all kinds of homesteading, farm activities, getting ready to hopefully get some animals soon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
boy.
What are we, like chickens?
Some chickens. Actually, I'm going to do some goats and some hair sheep and set them in 2 separate pens in that area behind the house to see which one
Does the best.
eats better, and then I'll get rid of the other ones.
Just eat them.
Yeah.
Just butcher them.
They're worth more to sell.
Are they? Okay.
Them goats, man.
That's where the money's at.
Ching.
That's where the money's at today. Anyway, if I want to encourage you to follow Habit as well.
Yes.
Find Habit Outdoors on Facebook, and Instagram, and Twitter. They're in all those places. And then you can find Final Descent Outdoors all those places too. So FD Outdoors on Instagram and Twitter, and then Final Descent Outdoors on Facebook. If you're a TikToker, you can find us at _Final Descent on the old TikToks.
Help us build it back up.
That's right, because they hate me.
Because they hate me.
Anyway, and also visit FinalDescentOutdoors.com for any great merch.
Just like this. It's the old Faith Family Hunting Classic.
Yeah, that's one of our classic shirts. I'm rocking the old Final Descent Outdoors hat today as well. So there you go. All right, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
Maybe.
No, stop.
Maybe.
Stop it, Adam. Stop it.
In this place resound with our battle cry saying